Hey guys, welcome back to a channel from Merseyside. Today we're back again with another preview. Sorry about we didn't get the review show out the other day. That's my fault. Hans, my fault. I had a lot of work to do. But as always, I'm joined by the good one, Ben. How are you?
Hey, thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Hope everyone's well. So let's get straight into it, shall we, big man?
Yeah, man, definitely.
So first one is obviously tonight, Friday. Wolves are at home against Leeds. Wolves have started to pick up points recently.
Yep.
Still not at their best yet. While Leeds have struggled, they've been very hit and miss at the minute. Obviously, they won 1, they lose. Obviously, they lost last time to Arsenal 4-2. I don't think it was their best performance this season, so I'm expecting a bounce back. How can you see this one going, big man?
I've gone for 3-1 Leeds.
Really?
I have. Yeah, I just think Leeds will have a bit more fire. I've got a bit more firepower than Wolves.
Yeah.
And like you say, they're hot and cold. So I think this game they're going to be quite attacking and go for it. They don't want to lose 2 on the bounce kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I don't think there's much in it really because it's a bit, again, a mid-table teams that's got nothing really to gain from it as such. So I think it could be very open. But I think like with Leeds, they've got a bit more firepower than Wolves. So I think they'll just edge it.
Fair. Well, I think they're gonna cancel each other out. I'm gonna go for a 2-2. Because I think Wolves are very good defensively. Leeds aren't. So I just think there's gonna be goals. It's either gonna be 2-2 or 1-1. I can't personally say a winner. But there's our first prediction. We move on to Southampton at home against your boys Chelsea.
Yep.
I can only really see one winner. I think without there's no obviously I'm not being biased. Southampton are gonna look. I think it's gonna be a 7th loss in a row. Chelsea coming up with form. I know people say, "Oh, we've got to lose sometime," but just Southampton look loss of confidence. They really do.
No, agreed.
So I'm going to go for just a 2-1 Chelsea win, just a standard 2-1 Chelsea win.
I've gone for a 1-0 Chelsea win. I just think Southampton looked up for it at the Bridge early in the season. But I do think Southampton can cause problems. It depends on the turn up of the day. I think the hold ball will work for Chelsea's favour, but I think that will also help Southampton because I think they will be a lot harder to break down because they'll like the ball in front of them kind of situation.
Yeah.
They like the ball in front of them and the likes of Danny Ings can get behind. But I'm just going for a cheeky 1-0 Chelsea when I think they'll get the job done, but I don't think it'll be anything exciting personally. I think it'll just be a job done.
Yeah.
Sayonara kind of situation.
Fair enough. And there's only one 3:00 game tomorrow, which is Burnley versus West Brom. And it's going to be a very boring game, I think. I wouldn't recommend this watch to anyone unless, you got nothing else to watch. But I'm going to say I think Burnley are better than West Brom. I don't think I know they are. And I'm just going to say Burnley is going to pick this 1-0. I think it's going to be a typical Burnley performance. We're going to get 1-0 and just show up shot.
See, I think West Brom could be beating Burnley here. Simply because West Brom got a lot more to play for. Obviously, the 3 points is massive for them if they can get them. And if they play like they did against Manchester United last weekend, I think the intensity will harm Burnley a bit. So I'm going for like a 2-1 West Brom win.
An away win?
Yeah, I think they might just pick us a bit more to play for.
I think you back West Brom too much in this series so far. But
no, it's like an underdog, and also the fact of the matter, I think. Whenever I watch the Premier Leagues over the course of the last God knows how many years, there's always been with the underdogs. There's always been shock results, and there's always been a bit of a fight back towards the end. And I think West Brom having a bit of a fight back now.
Fair enough.
A little too late, but I reckon it could happen.
And then the half-hour kickoff, which is probably the game of the weekend. There's a lot of derbies this weekend, actually, if you have a look at fixtures. There's obviously the Liverpool-Everton game, the Merseyside derby. I actually think this is going to be actually shocking. I think, in my eyes, this has got 0-0 written all over it.
I can agree with that.
I don't think because Liverpool aren't flying, and I think Everton will be happy to take a point away. Obviously, they've not won at Anfield ages, so I can't back Everton for that. I really can't, and I can't back Liverpool because they're not. Obviously they did well with Champions League, but that was because RB played a very high line and played in their hands, where Everton won't do that.
See, I've gone for a 2-2.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a draw. I agree with you. I think it'll be cagey at first. I think if Everton are ever going to beat Liverpool, which they haven't done in how many seasons?
Yeah, God knows.
I think this is their chance. This is their
100%.
chance. For me, the points rest on if DLC's back. DCL, should I say?
Yeah.
I think that's the massive thing because I think he brings something different to Everton team.
They miss him when he's not there.
Yeah, because there's no hold-up play.
Yeah, agreed.
But if Everton are peppering Alisson, who knows? You can make another mistake. But I don't know. It's one of those. It wouldn't surprise me if Liverpool come out and win like 6-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's one of those games because it's a rivalry. Form goes out the window, doesn't it? Let's face it. But no, I'm going to go for 2-2. I just think both teams, maybe like you say, cancel each other out. I think there will be goals in because both defences aren't the best.
Fair as I hear that. And then the last game on Saturday is another. I'll say it's a big game actually. Fulham versus Sheffield United. If Sheffield United want any chance of staying up, they've got to beat the likes of Fulham. But I can't see it because I think Fulham are actually they're the best side in the bottom three.
Yeah, I agree.
They play some good football. Obviously, they're coming off a very impressive win against Everton. They were very good. And I think they're going to get back-to-back wins. And I generally think they're going to beat Sheffield United 2-0. I'm going to say. I think Sheffield United haven't got enough going forward this season.
I completely agree with you. There's not much more to say, really. I think Fulham, like I say, the better team in the bottom three. And I think they're the better organised team at the moment. Yeah, Sheffield United can be, but I think, like you say, the lack of firepower as well. The lack of firepower for Sheffield United is a massive hindrance.
100%.
So yeah, I agree with you. 2-0 Fulham.
Yeah, 100%. And then Sunday's first early kickoff, 12 o'clock, is West Ham versus Tottenham. Another London derby, I guess. A semi-London derby is probably one of the
means more to West Ham than does to Spurs.
Yeah, 100%. So this is an interesting one because if Spurs are at home, it sounds weird. I won't back them as much because they're away. And when they play away, Mourinho's thing is his system works better on the away side.
Yeah.
And getting that good win in Europa League will give him confidence. West Ham are flying though, and I think it's gonna. I know I've said a lot and I've been a bit boring here, but I think it's gonna be another draw here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
I'm going for West Ham.
Fairs, I can see. I understand that.
Simply because I think West Ham have had more time to prepare, and I think this season that matters. They've had an extra few more days, obviously, to Spurs. Spurs have played Thursday night to then play early Sunday. Yeah, that's a turnaround of just over 2 days.
Premier League, that is. I think
it is very harsh, but I mean, you can see that between against United and Chelsea and against the 12 o'clock kickoffs after the Champions League, which, let's face it, the Champions League is more harder to play than it is the Europa League. What sorts of the Europa League is the factor of how far you're flying for 14 hours to Azerbaijan and places like that. Do you know what I mean? But I think West Ham, I think if Spurs play like they do against West Ham like they did against the other teams, I think West Ham, with the confidence they're feeling at the moment, will just pick them off. Yeah. Spurs have to come out fighting. 100%. And I just can't see it. I just feel for me, I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. I think Spurs will score first, and I think West Ham will get kick up the arse and then they'll do it.
Fair enough. We've got another semi-derby. It's not really a derby. It's another Midlands clash. Villa versus Leicester. Do you know what?
It's going to be an interesting game.
I'm going to back Villa. I'm actually, even though Leicester have been the better side, Europa League, they played on Thursday. Villa are more fresh. Also, these are the games that Leicester seems to sometimes slip up.
Yeah.
I just think Villa's got Leicester's number. I think they've beaten them last few times. I just think they've got their number. And I'm going to go for a Villa 2-0 win.
2-0? You don't see Leicester City scoring that?
No, I think they're going to shut up shop. I mean, they could score, but I was going to say 2-1, but I want to be brave and put my balls on the line and say 2-0 Villa.
See, I'm going the opposite way. I'm going to say 2-0 Leicester. I just think the likes of Harvey Barnes, Jamie Vardy, Maddison just in form. And Villa can defend doggedly, but doggedly isn't organised sometimes. So I just think one of those games, I think might be a bit too much for Villa. I think Leicester might have a bit too much.
I think Villa actually defend pretty well, but
yeah, Leicester can. I'm not saying Villa haven't done this season has been fantastic. I'm just thinking, like I've watched a fair few Villa games. I watched the Liverpool game, I've watched the Arsenal games, and I've watched a few between them that lot. I just feel that Leicester might have a bit too much for them compared to those two teams.
Fair enough. And then the half court 4 kickoff, which probably probably the game of the day. To be fair, it will be Arsenal Man City. Again, not much to talk about. I think we're both going to go Man City win. It's about how many. Are you?
No, I'm going City win.
I was gonna say. I'm gonna go for a City 3-0 win. It's literally a 3-0 win to Man City is like a 1-0 win to everyone else. Yeah. It's just standard. But the football they're playing right now, and the way Pep's got their team playing, and the way their midfielders are contributing, and where Arsenal are struggling to score goals, and then we know they're not the best defensively anyway. I just think this could get ugly for Arsenal. I really think.
See, I'm saying that Man City win, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a part of me that's thinking it's going to be a draw, or it could be a shock.
You're gonna put your money where your mouth is then.
Because Gundogan's out.
Right.
As far as I'm aware, anyway. I was time of recording this. As far as I'm aware, he's out. So I think that's a massive loss for him.
It is true.
So I'm going to say, I reckon it could be a 2-1 Man City. I don't think it'll be comfortable.
Right.
I don't think it'll be comfortable for City. I think the likes of Aubameyang, he's scoring, but I do think the night of Europa League on Thursday could harm Arsenal a bit because they did play a full 11.
Yeah, we did.
So I think that could harm them kind of situation. So I'm going to go for 2-1 Man City, but only just.
Fair enough. And then the last game of Sunday is Man U Newcastle. Like people might say, "Oh, Newcastle banana skin for them," but without Wilson, obviously we spoke about strikers the other day. They haven't really got any other striker, have they? They've got Carroll, who I believe nowhere near good enough, and I think they just got him because it was a nostalgia signing.
Yeah.
Newcastle away as well are a different team to Newcastle at home. At home they're a bit better, but away from home, they're shocking.
Yeah.
And Man U come off a very good win midweek thanks to Bruno. Again, and I just think they're just gonna. I think this is a game where Man U will just win comfortably. Because I just think, especially Bruce away from home, he's just everywhere he's gone. He seems to not have quite got it yet.
Yeah.
And you obviously me and you praise Wilson highly. Me and you really do rate Wilson.
Oh yeah, Callum Wilson's fantastic.
And without him, personally, I can't see him scoring a goal, mate. So I'm going to say 2-0 Man U.
2-0 Man U.
Comfortable.
See, I completely agree with what you say, but I'm going for Newcastle win.
What the fuck? Explain.
The reason my explanation is because I feel United are all good going forward, right? I honestly do. Bruno is he's
world class.
He's the sole contributor to that team, really.
Yeah.
But with the donkeys at the back with Maguire and Lindelof,
true.
And I think if they play Andy Carroll and they can get the likes of Almiron and St. Maximin onto the ball with the balls in, I think Andy Carroll will have a field day against them too. I honestly believe he will have them on toast. I think he will have them. He will do more damage to them than a 18-year-old in a brothel, because I just think it's set up. They're not set up to do anything physical kind of situation. Those two defenders. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 Newcastle win.
You're crazy. I mean, every week you go for an upset, and it'll come in one day. It'll come in one day.
Yeah,
and you'll be like,
just think, like I say, because United is Muslim United. I think they're not firing off cylinders. They haven't put a comfortable performance in.
Europa League.
Yeah, but that's the real association. I want me anything. That's the team that you should expect.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about Southampton the week before?
Yeah, but that Southampton game was obviously down to that. Southampton down to 10 men within 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And it was just literally the game plan was gone, and it just kind of like destroyed the game before it even started, kind of situation. But the fact of the matter is, against any teams really that have, apart from Bruno, where are the goals coming from?
Cavani does score.
He's not scoring loads, though, is he? He's scoring a couple here and now.
Man U will win.
That's because Man United probably will win, and I'm probably looking like an egg on my face kind of situation. But I just think, I just think Newcastle could do something.
Fair enough. And our last game of the week, Monday. What do we call it? The Ace, Summit Derby, Brighton, Crystal Palace. And obviously that sounds like a disrespect to a derby. Obviously, I'm not. Everyone, your derby is your derby. I just think it's probably one of the worst derbies, or not worst, one of the strangest derbies I've ever known.
London team versus a South
Yeah,
Western
I
team,
get it. It's one
Seaside
road,
team.
but it's mad. But they hate each other. They do hate each other.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a big game for them. Brighton are at home. Palace are struggling. I think Brighton are going to batter them.
I think 3-0.
Yeah, I was going for the exact same thing. I think Brighton are just so good right now. They play good football, and Palace without Zaha still is just poor, aren't they, mate? They're just
that is almost you can't say anything for the Palace without Zaha, in my opinion.
This could be the game. This could be the game where if they get battered, that people will start questioning Roy, because obviously whether you want to keep him or not, when you get battered by your rivals, like
Yeah. I don't think you could question Roy. What we from when Roy first came in charge, I took the piss, and I was like, oh my god, like what are they doing? But he's done a great job at Crystal Palace. He really has.
Or just standard job.
I think for what budget they have, do you know what I mean? He doesn't have a lot of money to spend in the windows. Do you know what I mean? The board don't really back him as such. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's done a great job. I mean, for Palace. No, I just think they need more creativity in the team. I think it needs to be back to the market. I mean, how many years has Crystal Palace been reliant on Zaha?
Too many.
That's what I mean, and that's just the one. They haven't gone and gone, right, okay, Zaha's injured. Let's make sure we've got another someone that can help pull the strings. Yes, they got Eze last season, but obviously he's still new to the league. He will quality in the future, but the fact of the matter is, it's still new for him at the moment. But he hasn't been backed. But again, like I say, I think Brighton will have too much for him. With the likes of Mope and Trossard, I think they'll just obliterate Cahill.
Yeah, and
at the back.
If Brighton win, they go above them, and Palace will drop down all the way to 16th. For people who wonder what games to look out for that Fulham and Sheffield United game and that Newcastle Man U game, because if Fulham win and if Fulham beat Sheffield United and Man U beat Newcastle, then Fulham are breathing down the necks of Newcastle.
4 points behind, aren't they?
And yeah, on current form and the way Fulham play football, I think it'd be unfair. I think it'd be fair to say that Fulham could pull him.
What's the most interesting thing is the fact that if they do go the way you say, like 2-0, obviously Fulham winning and Man United winning, then let's not forget that Fulham played Newcastle last game of the season.
Oh, it's a bit.
So
Fulham just yet.
It could be the last game of the season. 100%. Fanatics. Which, let's face it, we all deserve a bit last game of the season. I'm sick of having it 3 months done beforehand.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I look at Palace right now, they're 10 points clear of Fulham. But I'm just saying, from Palace down, I generally think Palace, Burnley, Brighton, Newcastle, none of them are safe right now.
If Fulham can get a couple of wins together and Palace and Newcastle lose...
Zaha's out, Wilson's out.
They could easily be dragged into it. I mean,
100%.
Same with Burnley. 100%. I mean, if Burnley lose at the weekends...
I'd put my house on Burnley staying up, though. And Brighton, actually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my money would be on Burnley to stay up. Brighton stayed up anyway. I think they're too good to stay up. I think the teams that probably rewarded really is, for me, is like I say, is Newcastle and Crystal Palace.
Yes, I totally agree with Everton that get dragged into it. I mean, obviously, about a month ago, I did a Premier League prediction fucking table. I had Brighton to go down and Fulham to stay up, but now I've got that wrong. I thought Brighton didn't have it in them because they're on a bad run, but I think they've got enough to stay up now.
Yeah, but I was just thinking what Graham Potter's done at Brighton. I think it's absolutely fantastic. He plays attractive football there.
True.
And it suits them, and they're organised.
That is very, very true. Wow, Ben, thank you for coming on as always.
Well, thank you much. It's been a pleasure.
Guys, make sure you get your comments in below. Let us know who you think is going to win this weekend. Does everyone agree with Big Tasty and thinking that Newcastle are going to pull the upset of the weekend? But no, make sure you check out all our socials as always. They'll be in the description below. Check out our Twitch. We'll be streaming on Tuesday night the Chelsea game. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like, and we'll see you in the next one.